Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're going over a cold start on the 60 mod here for DCS World. And here in beautiful Las Vegas at Nellis, home sweet home. Alright, and we're going to go through our checklist items. I did create a new checklist format, brought up to like DCS World standards, more current, and a little bit more realism to this checklist. So we'll go ahead and pull that one up. I will make these available for download on my Google Drive and possibly upload them to the DCS World website. But for now, we'll get started. So step one, circuit breakers and switches set. What we want to do is just make sure that everything is correct where it needs to be, that what's off is off, and everything in here looks to be right. So I'll say set, and then battery switch. We'll go ahead and we're going to check that one. So this one right here. So battery good. So check and set, parking brake, reset. So just saying that we're going to make sure that that parking brake is up and the parking brake is on. So reset, fuel pump switch APU boost. So that's the one right here. So fuel pump APU boost, right there. We're going to go ahead into APU control switch on, that big guy right there. So on, looking for the APU light to illuminate. Illuminated. So on, and then our generator control switch, which would be right here, on. We got our light illuminated, and then air source switch APU. So we're gonna come over here, air source to APU. Cool. And external power switch off. I'm gonna make sure that one's off. So the switch on the end of the row right there. Now we're going to go to interior exterior lighting, check and set. So usually I use hop over here to the co-pilot seat. And we'll go ahead and set our lights for today. So we're going to go ahead and hit bright. Steady's fine. Actually we're going to do flash because we're here starting up. Set to upper, and we'll set to day. And if you're flying at night, you got your lighted switches here and your co-pilot instrument lights here. So just turn that up for now. And then glare shield, that's preference. Usually I don't run with it during the day. It gives a weird glare in my ADI and my HSI. It's kind of annoying. The information lights are flying at night. So we'll go ahead and hop up back over here to number 1. And then for the pilot side, your lighting is right, D4 switch right here. Which we don't need right now, it's daytime. So be check and set. Master warning panel checked. So we got 2 engine outs, low RPM flashing. We are good. And that be checked. So lamps test, we'll come over here and we'll test our lamp. Here everything lights up as it should. We got our fire lights on both sides. And we'll release that. There is an interesting bug though, when you do the lamp test, all your lighting will dim down. It's interesting. Now be checked. So AFCS on. Come over here, SAS1, SAS2, trim. I don't use FPS on the ground, and then we'll hit boost. I'll cover that more in my trim and basic settings for your cyclic and your collective. That'll really help if you're flying. But if you notice that the nose wants to kick around, that's usually the FPS below 50 knots. So if you're coming into land or you're taking off, just disable FPS at that time. And that'll be on. Now we're going to do avionics. So I'm not really going to go in depth on the radios on this one. I'm just going to turn them on here. So we're going to turn that on. Good. And go to test, and then on. For nav, come over here to our FM2. Turn that radio on and set my radio over here. 40. Alright, and that completes that one. We'll come over here. Turn our nav on. That glare is kind of crappy, but see it's on right there. And we'll come back up here, turn our main radio on, or UHF, so main, both. And then I'll set my radio here. Should we go to some shade? So I'll set our radio here to 305. It's my normal channel, and I go to preset, and I'm going to go to 17, which is my 251. It's pretty much standard for your multiplayer. We'll use 251, but you can swap between the two of them. We'll set our radio out to radio 2. and we'll set our area right there. So that'll be checked and set. Mission equipment, checked and set our countermeasures, so I make sure that my flares are to what I need them to be. I usually run about 22, so I do the flare ripple. It will end at 22 flares. And then you just gotta make sure you increase it if you do use them. Alright, and then weapons, we are safe on the ground, they are safe. And then our refuel probe. I do refuel quite a bit on my missions, so make sure that all works. We'll extend it, and we'll bring it back in. And then we're going to do our altimeters. This is when you call the tower, you'll get your barometric pressure, and you'll adjust it here through this knob. I think we'll just put like 296 just for an example. And that sets that one. Then for your rad out, I usually set mine to 100 on my low bug, and we'll take our low bug and put it to the top. Now this is a good setting if you knew you were flying somewhere with like a heavy anti-air presence with like a SAM site. You can decrease your bug down to say 500. That way you know when you're at high bug, you get a descent. More of a pro tip there. And that'd be before starting engine start is completed. We're at page 2, starting engines. Really it's not required for the sim for DCS World, but we'll go ahead and put these into direct. Number 1 direct, or sorry, cross speed. So 2 cross speed. And then we're going to go ahead and clear the area. Crew chief's looking at us. Got our generator if we needed it, and area is clear. Go ahead and hit that number 1. Sorry guys, my track R, I like to mess up there. Go ahead and hit number 1. We're looking for an increase in our NG. NG is on the rise there. Usually caps out around 270. We'll go ahead and move that PCL to idle. We're watching our GDTs increase, our NG increase, and then we're looking for that number 1 starter to drop out.
Hog 1 is RTB at 5,000.
Should almost be there. Right before about 600 on the NG, that light should go out. Cool. Light went out, and that'd be good. So we're going to go ahead and repeat those steps for engine number 2. NG is rising. Go ahead and move our PCL to idle. 2 to idle. There we go. We got good pressure. DGT's increasing. NG's increasing. Now, for the sake of the sim, you can start both at the same time, but if you want that realism, that little bit of milsim, this is the proper way to do it. And starter dropped out. Right, there we go. Go ahead and advance both PCLs to fly. Now we're watching our rotor speed increase. Everything's looking great. MP's at 100 and our rotor's at 100. Alright, that's fly. And now number 1, number 2 generator switches, which are located right here. So we'll do number 1 on and number 2 on. And then both lights extinguished. Now we're going to turn our APU off, so we're going to do our fuel pump switch to off. And then we're going to hit our APU control switch off. And then our air source switch as required. In this case, be off. It's always good practice to leave the APU gen on. That way, if you do need to use it, you just flip the APU generator on, or the APU control on. And then we'll select the levers to direct. Go ahead and move that one back to direct. And then I'm going to hop over to Copilot side, just to make it easier. And to direct. It's another step you don't have to do for DCS, but I said it increases the realism here. Alright, so those are to direct. Our fuel boost pumps, we're going to make sure they are both off. Let's check them off. And start engine checklist completed. So usually here it'd be wheels chocked, removed, doors are secured. Make sure you have all your closed doors, or if you have your cargo doors open. Then countermeasures that's required, so go ahead and turn that one on. And we're going to go ahead and do our RWR. So, brief, lights is required, so we'll go ahead and put that one to steady. Then area is clear. Then parking brake is required, which we'll go ahead and turn that one on. Just by pressing the brake, it will turn your parking brake off. And then go ahead and tail spool switch, transient, and unlocked. Then you would taxi out and check your brakes on the way out. And that is the complete net. Then your takeoff. Simply making sure you're going to set your navigation. So if we had a waypoint in here, I would usually hit nav and then GPS and then my bug, and then my distance will show here on my course. Makes it a lot easier to navigate that. Let's see here. And then the shutdown, just pretty much the opposite of what you did before. Just make sure when you're parked, tail wheel locked. Over here, set our parking brake, and we hit our fuel boost pump switches should be off, remain off, or off. Air source switch, go to APU. Then we're going to go to our fuel pump to APU boost, and then go ahead and turn our APU back on. We'll get our APU light, and our generator light. Now we're going to turn our number 1 and number 2 generators off. 2 off, number 1 off. There we go. And then PCL is to idle, and goes back. And we'll turn our number 2 PCL off. And our number 2 fuel off. And then number 1. And then number 1 PCL off. Good shutdown. Alright, and then you'll check your switches, make sure they're the way you want to leave them. Go ahead and turn off our AP generator switch now. And our fuel pump switch. And our AP control switch. And we're going to go to our air source switch. Off. And then all of it. Battery switch. And that's completed. Well, hopefully I help someone out here with before starting in the shutdown checklist on this. Well, thanks guys. Thanks for watching.